So today we're taking a look today at how to fill out the release of earnest money. This one's a little more easy than some of the other ones, so that's fine. We got to know how to do them all the ones we're going to use. So again, at the top here would be the address of the property. Now again, this is when the buyer has backed out of the contract and they're asking for the seller to release the earnest money. Like it says, this form provides a release for the parties, broker, title companies from all liability under the contract, not for just disbursement of earnest money. So that's important. Once you sign this form, everybody is free from liability under the contract. Again, do not sign this form. It is not your intention to release all persons from liability under the contract. So if you leave the contract and the seller's still ticked and they're going to try to sue somebody and the buyer, even if they give up the earnest money, they're going to go after them, anything like that, they can't. This frees them from all liability. So please make sure you understand that. So your client, this is kind of a, even though it's just a release of earnest money, this also releases liability. Like it says, if you don't understand, consult your attorney if you have one. So again, the undersigned buyer and seller release each other, any broker, title company, and escrow agent from any and all liability under the aforementioned contract. So you direct, it says escrow agent, but it's really your title company. So you would put in your title company there, and then you would put in maybe $1,500, whatever the earnest money, and then you would put it, I'll pretend that I'm the buyer, and then you'd put the buyer's name. Whoop, let me fix that. And then you would just put in the buyer's name. So this says, okay, I'm going to direct the title company to put this much earnest money and give the buyer's name. And that sends that money back to them. Now the title company can either mail it, they can have it ready and they can pick it up. They can wire it, whatever's easier for your client. And this one is kind of interesting too, because there's very few forms that we have to sign as agents. We don't sign the 1-4. We do sign the buyer tenant rep. We do sign the listing agreement. There's a couple other ones out there that we sign. We're not going to go over all that today, but we have all that. And then this is one of the ones we sign. So we have our buyer, they sign the address of the buyer, our broker, from us, and then again, the address of where we are. And then the seller and the seller's broker or the seller's agent, seller's broker also signs. So you can see everybody is listed here. So as they're talking about releasing from liability, all that's included in this form. So this is a pretty important form. Even though it's short and quick to fill out, this is a form that says, okay, once you sign this, you're done. You're walking away from that contract. The seller's like, I understand. The buyer walked away. I can't do anything about it. Time to get a new one. So when you sign it and it's good, it goes to title, they release the earnest money. Most people use this in conjunction with the termination of contract. The last video we did, we walked over together. So you usually would send out the termination of contract so the buyer knows why, the seller knows why the buyer is canceling the contract. They don't have to sign anything. It just gives them a notice. And then this right here goes through and gets that done for you. If you haven't liked or subscribed to the channel, please do. Talk to you soon.